All right, folks, we have XRP US dollar futures going live, and this is a step in the right direction, the next step towards an XRP ETF. And you know how I feel about these ETFs. I'm not telling my grandma to invest in them, but I am stacking the underlying assets, and that includes the silver, that includes the XRP. Let's get right on into this episode, and if you guys appreciate what we're doing, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell. This update will be dropping right before the CPI data comes out, so you're going to have to come back for my next video. We're going to be doing a full analysis on the inflation data and how it's impacting the market. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate your support. Let's get it rock and roll. We're going to take a look at what's taking place in the current events, and then we'll get into the cryptocurrency markets real quick. We're seeing and watching and praying as massive rocket attack hits northern Israel. We have air raid sirens have been triggered across northern Israel, including, I'm not even going to pronounce these names, but this is an attack from southern Lebanon. At least 30 explosions have been reported, with the Meron era heavily impacted by the barrage. That's not it. We have a missile attack on a U.S. base in Syria as well. Folks, it's starting to pick up. It's getting interesting. I continue to pray. And as I say, the markets do not have World War III all the way priced in. Got to stay careful out there. Fumio Kishida to step down as Japan's leader. This is breaking as I record this update here. Prime Minister says he won't seek re-election as the ruling party chief, clearing way for a successor. A little bit of a shakeup in Japan, and we are watching these markets right now. The Nikkei is down on the day so far. We did have some gains to start off the day, but those were wiped out quickly as this news breaks that the Prime Minister of Japan is going to be stepping aside. We'll continue to watch it. Now, something that hasn't been moving sideways, it's been moving up, and that's, of course, going to be gold here. And something that's also been moving is the 2-year yield. What we're watching right now, though, is an interesting correlation between the two from Tavi Costa. 2-year yields have likely peaked for this cycle, and the recent downward trend is probably going to accelerate to the downside as the Fed panics to reverse its policy stance. It's important to keep in mind that historically, falling short-term yields tend to be very positive for gold, which appears to be entering another phase of rising prices after recent consolidation. You don't want to get in the way of this train. And no, we are not going to get in the way of the train. We are getting on board the train, watching gold versus the 2-year yields. And now gold didn't do much yesterday, but we're watching as gold did have its highest daily close just 2 days ago. And for futures, it went above 2,500. This is a gold that's in a new reality. And the reason why I think that silver's lagging is because it's still not respected as a monetary asset. The industrial demand for silver is rapidly growing, but we are not seeing it respected on the world stage as a monetary value, a monetary currency, and a store of value. And so this is why silver's been lagging in comparison to gold. But if you're looking to pick up either one of those precious metals, just head on over to my website, zachrector.com, and we can roll over a 401k retirement account or get the metal shipped directly to you. Now, something else that we want to see delivered to the American people, not just some precious metals, but that would be some child tax credits. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is to reiterate once again, it's time to, we got one side here that's trying to play catch up. We have Trump that comes out, says he's going to fire Gary Gensler, and we're going to be leaders in crypto. We now see that Kamala wants to do a reset. I'm going to follow up as soon as she drops her economic policies are set to drop later this week. I can't wait to update everybody on that. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to play it fair. I'm trying to stay neutral. When Kamala comes out and gives us a plan, I'm going to respond. But until then, the Kamala campaign is playing catch up, and now they're stuck here because J.D. Vance just now proposed a $5,000 child tax credit. Now, this is up from the current $2,000 tax credit, but we have to watch this because the plan comes at a crucial time as the current child tax credit is set to decrease to $1,000 after 2025 without congressional action, along with some of the other Trump tax cuts set to expire. The child tax credit is just part of that, and it's going to go down to $1,000 versus the $2,000, so it's going to be cut in half. J.D. Vance now moving to $5,000 per child. You combine this with Trump saying no tax on tips. Kamala follows up, says I want to do the same thing. Well, this is what I'm in favor of. Less taxes. Child tax credit, that's great. we shouldn't even be having to do child tax credits because the taxes should already be so low. We should all be happy and thrilled to pay our fair share, which should be minuscule, and it should go directly towards the responsibilities that actually have been granted to our federal government per our Constitution. But don't get me started on that rant. We are so far gone as far as taxes, and so the least that they can do is continue the child tax credit and increase it would be a good start. No tax on tips, good start. No tax on Social Security, great conversation to have. And so this is why I'm saying the rhetoric's going in the right direction. Kamala campaign trying to play catch up. And to be fair, when she comes out with the policies, I'm going to follow up. And I can't wait to report on it. I'm sure it's going to be great. More on that later. But this is what we're getting right now. The scoop from Eleanor Terra, based on the conversations I've been having with Dems in the industry and government regarding the Harris crypto reset. It seems that her campaign staff have been putting in the legwork with meetings, but there's only so much that can be said and done because no one actually knows what Kamala Harris herself is thinking in regards to crypto policy. Meetings have been described to me as quote-unquote friendly, a positive first step, and her staff described as receptive but non-committal. Yeah, like I said, they won't come out and say that they're going to fire Gary Gensler. There's a push this week from industry Dems to mobilize support for Harris, but it would be helpful for voters to get a clear idea of her own thoughts on digital asset policy, especially given recent reporting on who she's planning to recruit as economic advisors. It would be awesome to see and hear from the VP during the Crypto for Harris town hall tomorrow. And that's right, folks. So this is going to be happening August 14th, the day that this video drops. And so let's make sure that we tune in. I can't wait to hear the Harris crypto reset, crypto town hall. Really looking forward to it. Really would love to see Kamala speak. I don't know if she's going to show up though. It doesn't appear that she is. And this is the problem. Like I'm saying, I'm trying to help out the Kamala campaign. I'm trying to give them some pointers. Nobody's listening to me, you know? I got some words of advice for the Kamala campaign team. Now, let's get into the cryptocurrency update. You guys know my deal. Either way this goes, this is the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, and we need to get on the right side of it. Speaking of transfers of wealth, though, this has been incredible to watch. And this is what gives our industry a bad name, unfortunately, is these schemes that have been allowed to run free. This is the Pumpfun fee account, selling off 222,000 Solana for 35 million USDC at 160 bucks in the past 3 months. The total revenue of Pump.Fun is 615,000 Sol, or about $89 million. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what this was basically a meme coin token factory that was created so that you could deploy a token in literally less than a minute. Less than a minute, you go to this website and you can create a token and pump it up and have some fun, Pump.Fun, and have yourself a good old time in less than a minute. And so we've seen thousands upon tens of thousands of tokens created from this. They've been making a bunch of money. And once again, this is what has been giving our industry a bad look, is we've literally created little programs so that we can create these meme tokens in 60 seconds and go dump on our friends. This is supposed to be the future of finance, and we got the kids playing around with the pump and dump and the fun stuff. And it's not so fun when you get dumped on. And that's what's unfortunate. And this is what we've been trying to clear up in the XRP community, the broader utility crypto community, is we've been trying to say, hey, let's use this technology to change the world, not dump on our friends and community. But, it's kind of a novel idea, I guess. No one wants to do that besides us. We're like the outliers in this space. But speaking of updating the new system, the old system to the new system in regards to derivatives, that was the title of today's session, which is XRP US dollar futures going live. We got the report here. I first saw it from Bitnomial to launch an XRP US dollar futures contract, XUS. They notified the CFTC on this initial listing, and they intend to trade after August 13th. So apparently this is going to be going live today, the day that this video drops. We're going to be watching this. But this is a contract here that they have notified the CFTC of, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, that it hereby submits for self-certification of its initial listing of the XRP US dollar futures contracts to be offered for trading on the exchange for an intended trade date on or after August 13th. Now they go in and they explain the XRP ledger. They explain that it's decentralized. And what's interesting is I looked up this exchange, Bitnomial. They only have Bitcoin related products right now. They have about 3 futures contracts for Bitcoin. One of them's for the hash rate. And then they have 1 options contract. So it's about 4 different products that they have right now, all Bitcoin related, all Bitcoin focused really so far. And now they're stepping in, and I didn't see an ETH product, and I haven't heard that they're looking to launch an ETH product, but now they're launching an XRP product. Now this gets even more interesting. You cannot make this stuff up, folks. Some things come in full circle. Cowboy Crypto with the update. Jay Clayton's Electric Capital happens to be an investor in Bitnomial who is launching an XRP futures contract. That would be the Jay Clayton who sued Ripple on his last day as acting SEC chairman and now advises Electric Capital founders through the regulatory landscape. But you cannot make this up. Did Jay Clayton bless us on the last day? Was this whole thing set up to make it appear, right? To make it appear that Ripple was going to be behind, XRP was going to be behind, and now we have an exchange which was all focused on Bitcoin, skipping over Ethereum, and now they're launching an XRP contract, futures contract. Now, when you look at what this platform's looking to do, though, this is very exciting, and this is where this whole space is going right now, folks. This is an interview that Luke Horston, who is the CEO and founder of Bitnomial, did with The Block and Frank Chaparro on his podcast, The Scoop. And I'm going to play the next about minute and 30 seconds here so you can listen to him explain the importance of derivatives and the process, that the problem that they're solving with their solution here is allowing you to deposit crypto directly to be able to provide collateral using your crypto as collateral, where you can send Bitcoin to their exchange, and it does take 10 minutes with Bitcoin, and then you can use that collateral to enter into a futures or an options contract, compared to the old antiquated system, which can take days and sometimes even weeks because you have multiple processes to go through when you're trying to send your collateral to the platform, going through the clearinghouse so that you can actually execute your trade. And when it comes to these markets in commodities and futures that are now trading 24/7, 365, you don't have days to wait for your collateral to clear so that you can enter the trade. You got moves that you need to enter right away. Now, where this gets even better, he's going to mention, using Bitcoin, which they now have. You can send Bitcoin to their exchange and use that as the collateral for a physically delivered contract. But now you're going to see XRP now available, and he wants to open it up for others. But the first step here that they're making after Bitcoin is now XRP. It's not Ethereum. Take a listen in, though, on how he explains the problem that they're solving with their exchange and their platform here.
So we're talking about a number of, money transmissions that have to occur, if you will, or collateral transmissions, I should say, that have to occur to get your capital in there, spanning a number of days. That's assuming your KYC and everything is already set up and up to date. Everybody's up and running, and it's not night or weekend when banks aren't accepting those types of transactions. By the time you're able to actually place a trade because your collateral is there and ready to go, the opportunity is gone. Okay, what if you had some treasuries that you could send in, maybe short circuit at least that conversion from dollars to treasuries or something like that? Who has treasuries sitting around in some retail account for trading purposes? I'm sure some people do, but it's not as accessible as having a Bitcoin available to send in to the exchange, to the clearinghouse, to the FCM directly. It clears and settles in 10 minutes. There's no risk of that getting reversed. The collateral is there and under the control where it needs to be so that it can be used for collateralization of margin trading. And then you can trade on those lumber price disruptions. So it's really just the velocity of collateral management that's been fundamentally uprooted that has a direct impact on individual traders, trading firms, banks. Who doesn't want to kind of clean up some of the capital that's just, in flow and in process through that whole system, probably to the tune of trillions of dollars per day, just kind of in limbo, waiting to be cleared and settled. now we can eliminate that. Everybody gets their capital back. They can control it for longer and only deploy it to the exchanges and clearinghouses when they want to capitalize on a trading opportunity.
That makes
Now this is exciting, folks. Now it's basically, on-demand investing, basically where you don't have to deploy your capital to this derivatives platform until you actually want to enter the trade. Now, before he started speaking there and I played this clip, he was talking about what happened with lumber, right? Back when it went out of whack, lumber went crazy. You didn't have days to wait to enter that trade. You needed to enter it right away. And so what they're able to do with their platform is you can do Bitcoin. Obviously, the transaction takes 10 minutes, but it goes through a heck of a lot faster than the traditional system, and then it gets you access to these products right away. Now, when you start to use XRP, you know how much better it gets. But here's why this is so important, this news that come out today. This is the first step, or the next step, I should say, towards an XRP ETF. If you listen to the ETF experts and those in and around Wall Street, what they say about an XRP ETF and others is you need established futures markets. They want established futures markets so that there's better price discovery and more liquidity for the underlying asset. So before they do spot ETFs, they actually want a futures market first. And you heard him talk about the trillions, right? I've always said it's the $1 trillion problems that turn me on the most. When I can look at a crypto digital asset that's looking to solve $1 trillion problems on a daily basis, and he mentions how the CME does $1.2 quadrillion of settlement per year. Folks, it's not just us crazies in the XRP community talking about trillions and quadrillions with the Q. That's right. It's folks like this that are stepping in here. One of the first platforms, they got the exchange and the clearinghouse and basically this brokerage all under one roof. And who are they offering next? They went straight from Bitcoin. Now they're going to XRP. I wonder why they skipped over Ethereum. I wonder why they skipped over Solana. I thought there wasn't institutional demand for an XRP futures. Now, this platform is for institutional accredited investors, big businesses and corporations. This is not for retail. But once again, this is how we get to the spot ETF that will be made available for retail. And you understand what happens here. When we saw gold and silver go live with their ETFs respectively, 5x for gold, 10x for silver. With the cryptocurrency space, I think that we're going to do a 10x or better over the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, this is just ridiculously conservative. For the overall cryptocurrency space, the 10x over the next 5 to 10 years, this is ridiculously conservative. It could get a lot better, but I'll leave that speculation up to you guys. But this is the next step towards an ETF. We have a futures contract going live here any day now. Looks like they want to launch today. And so I will report back on when this actually does go live. We have ETPs already live in Europe. We got ETFs on the way here in the United States. It's only a matter of time. And this whole lie about, no demand for XRP. Well, we got this connection here with Jay Clayton. You can't make it up, folks. And so hang in tight. We're watching these markets closely. We got another update that's going to be dropping here later today. So make sure you guys come on back for that one. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this potential of the XRP ETF to be going live. This is a next step towards that. You guys let me know in the comments down below how you feel about it. Like I said, I'm not telling my grandma to invest in it, but I'm going to help her set up a wallet and get some XRP utility with no counterparty risk and limited supply in her cold storage vault. Thank you very much. Thanks for participating. If you guys appreciate what we're doing, you guys know what to do. Everything's at ZachRector.com. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.